Hello and welcome to episode 41 of the Geek Heart Games podcast. I am Sam Suvak alongside Cody Teatrick. Cody, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. How are you doing, Sam?
I'm good. I feel just fine. My throat is not acting up, but how is your throat?
Um, so I was in a rush to eat dinner before the podcast, and so I got these ribs from the local supermarket, and it comes with like the fixins. It's got like some baked beans and some potato
Okay.
salad. Really fucking good potato salad, like top notch. The beans are all right, and then these ribs, very dry,
Oh,
but they had a nice spice rub on them. So I was like, okay, that's fine, like dry, but little kick to them.
were they tender though?
One of them was because like, I guess they like
Just the
cut. It was
one.
like it was like two ribs cut together and then two ribs cut together, and so the one was very tender, and
Okay.
the other one was like burnt to hell
Oh
and just
shit.
very hard. And I was like, I can't eat anything off this really. Um, and so I was like, oh, that was pretty good. All right, it's a good dinner. All right, let's get ready for the podcast. And now my throat feels funny, like it feels like it's like tickly and like I don't enjoy it. So
Well,
maybe
did
this is a life lesson to not eat ribs from a supermarket.
yeah. Well, did you say you were hurrying to eat them as well?
A little bit. I was kind of
Oh,
like,
okay.
okay, it's like almost time to record. Gotta go quick.
Okay, well, I mean, I
So,
got bad news for you because you're probably going to get indigestion too from eating too fast. So
oh
you
God,
got that to look
you
forward
start
to.
start hearing me puke on the podcast. What's going on?
Well, that took a kind of gross turn. I apologize for that. Let's let's try to move on. We'll start talking about some games that we've been playing, and as we said last week, that episode was solely focused on E3 and the Kind of Funny showcase, so we didn't
Oh,
talk about any
not
games.
E3.
What?
The game. Awards.
What did I
You said
say?
E3. You just said E3.
Wow. Wow.
That
It's
was a long time ago.
I
Time
don't
travel.
I don't know. I have no excuse for that. It's been just a normal day. It hasn't been weird or anything. I don't know. I don't know where that came from. Uh but the point was, we didn't talk about any games we played, so we've got a bunch of games to talk about today. And we're gonna kick them off with Onrush, which we played last night for our community game night. And this is one of the free PS Plus games this month. It's a it's a driving game. It's not a racing game because there's no finish line. There's no benefit to being in first. Um, it's been described as like an Overwatch with cars because you have different classes of cars and kind of different game modes. Cody, why don't you take a stab at explaining this game?
Yeah, so it's pretty much a racing game, but with objectives that are going on. So there's a different bunch of different
I
objectives.
just said it was not a
Uh,
racing game, Cody. Why are you undermining
okay,
me?
I'm sorry. A driving
It's
game
a driving
with
game.
objectives. They're different. Um,
It is.
and so you're on a team versus playing against another team. And there are, as Sam said, multiple cars to pick from that are almost like classes almost, because you go from like having motorcycles to like little speedy cars to kind of muscle cars to like these tanks pretty much.
Hmm.
And each one has a different like ability they can do, but everyone has like a boost. So they're boosting, and then you get boost by doing tricks in the air, by landing huge like jumps, crashing into cars, taking other cars out. So yeah, there's like different ways to earn boost, but like the main point is go fast and do the objective. So like some of the objectives are there's like a moving control point and you have to stay inside the control point for like 5 seconds, and the more people on your team that are in the point, the better chance you have of controlling it. And like it moves sporadically. So like you can think like, oh, we almost got it. Oh crap, it went to the right. We can't get it anymore.
It's so tough.
Um, yeah. I think that's my favorite one so far because I feel like it's just kind
Yeah.
of it's very much like, oh, we have to work together as a team or we're not going to get it.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't
and then
know.
there is Countdown, which is both teams have a like set number of time at the start, and you have to drive through these like almost like flags kind of things.
They
That's
call
what
them
they
gates,
run.
so it's just like two
Gate.
lines setting a little
Yeah.
area where you have to drive between them.
And the more gates you hit, the more time you add for your team. So if like your entire team's hitting them, that's great. If like half your team is not so great because your time's gonna go by faster. And then it gets really intense because it can get down to like 0.32 seconds, and you're like, oh god, we gotta get some gates soon or we're gonna lose. There's Switch, where you all start on motorcycles, and if you get taken out, you have to move up to the next two cars, and then to the next two cars, and to the next two cars. You only have a set number of switches before you are technically knocked out, but you can still drive.
Yeah,
But
you're
the
still
point is to
driving and
knock.
trying to take out the other team. So
Yeah, the entire point is to knock out the enemy team till they have no switches and no lives left. I think there was another game.
yeah,
There's
just the
Boost. Like
regular.
just called Boost or Count. I don't know.
I believe it's called Overdrive, and
Overdrive. Yeah,
it's
yeah,
just trying to get the highest score, and you get score by boosting or using your rush, which we didn't mention that. So you do X to use your boost, which is just like your normal thing. But as you use boost, you fill up your rush meter, and so when that's full, you push triangle, and it's like a mega super boost, and you just zoom so fast up there. And so that you get points for using those. So those are the four. Those are the only four I think that we've played. That might be the only four that they have
I
so
think
far.
so.
But yeah,
Um,
go ahead.
so we had our community night. It was a lot of fun. Like it's just kind of it's one of those games that I could see like if you're just looking for a fun time with some friends, sit down, like have a beer, and like just get drunk and have fun. Like this is such a hilarious game because of all the mishaps that'll happen.
Oh my God.
Um,
Yeah, so this game, it likes to keep you in the action. So if you are behind where the majority of people are, it will teleport you up to the front, which is really cool because it, makes you be able to have fun and stay in the game. But sometimes the teleports are a little off and it'll spawn you like right in front of a wall, so you crash as soon as
yeah.
you spawn in. It's kind of hit or miss with those, but it's pretty fun.
And like the game's very rewarding. Like you get a lot of experience and you level up a lot, and so you get their little loot boxes. And there's a lot of cool skins for both your characters and your vehicles.
Hmm.
Um, and they also have like when you die in the game, you leave a tombstone behind, and like there's a lot of cool ones. Like I found a hockey mask emoji, so of course I bought it, and I'm using that.
And
Um,
and I've got one that's a little cat face with a mustache, which I said, I don't like mustaches, but on a cartoon cat, I approve. So,
okay, I mean it's
yeah,
reasonable.
yeah.
Um, so yeah, like so after the community night ended, I actually went back and played a couple games, and like so like there's a rank. You can only play ranked right now. You can't play quick play. It says it's locked while ranked is going on, but
Hmm.
ranked lasts for like 49 more days. So I didn't understand that. I guess it's just kind of like forcing everybody to play that. And so I I do think the game has some issues. Um, like how we commented on when you get spawned into a
Yeah,
wall,
yeah,
or if you get spawned right into someone who just popped their rush and they smack into you and you're instantly dead.
yeah.
Um, I think the servers are a little wonky at times.
Yeah,
Like,
we
because there were
got
definitely
kicked out a lot.
times, like earlier today, I had it where I joined a game, it let me select my bike, and like I looked away at my phone for a second. I looked back, it was making me reselect my bike again because it
Yeah.
had taken me out of that previous game and put me into a new game. And I was like, okay, pick another bike. And I looked away again, and I looked back up, and it was making me pick a car this time because it had done it again. And I was like, am I stuck in this loop? Like, what's happening?
Well,
Luckily,
and
that third time was the charm, and I got into a game.
when we were playing during our game night, there were multiple times where we started the game and we're playing and we're like, yeah, look out for that guy. And like half the team is like, wait, you guys are playing? We're
Yes.
still at the loading screen.
Yeah,
And one
that's
time,
happened to me a lot,
yeah,
where it's like, oh, waiting for players, and then like I can hear cars moving, and I'm not in the game. Like I don't know how you start a game and half the players aren't in it. It's a little weird.
yeah, because it was weird because I guess the first time it filled our team with AI and then everybody was able to load in. But then the next time it did it, like everybody but Cody loaded in, and then it just loaded some other random person in Cody's spot, so he didn't get to join in.
Yeah, it did. It said like you're not allowed to join in progress rank games, but they have
Mm,
queued me into in progress rank games, so I don't get how that works.
yeah.
Um,
I don't know. And I got kicked out of a game one time just in the middle of the game. I suddenly disconnected and everybody else was still in the game. So, and you get
oh yeah,
penalized if you leave a ranked game early.
yeah.
So I got penalized for that.
And so earlier when that like weird like oh make me pick a bike, oh restart, pick another bike, restart, here's a new
Mm.
game, pick a car. We won that game, but I guess because like it kept kicking me and making me rejoin, that I got penalized at the end because it said I left. And I was like, are you what? Like I just won. That would have pushed me up a division. Whatever.
Oh,
It's a fun game.
it's
Like
fun.
it's definitely not something to take like too seriously.
No, not at all.
Um It's just like I feel like this game could be a lot better if the little small hitches were fixed, and I'm sure it will.
Yeah.
Like, when did this come out? Because I remember you talking about it a long time ago on the podcast, like
Yeah,
right
well,
when we had first started.
it
So
had a
it's been out for
beta
a little
for a
while.
while. Well, it had a
Been a
beta for
beta.
a
Okay.
while. I don't know when the full release happened,
Okay.
but it's been out for a little while. And I mean, um, it's on PS Plus this month. I believe it's also on Game Pass over on Xbox, so
I believe so.
you
Yes,
can
because
play it
our friend
anywhere.
was gonna get it, and we were like, "Well, no, get it on PlayStation." Because
Yeah.
we're doing community night on PlayStation. Um, yeah,
I,
it's a really fun game, and like I think the car classes are diversified enough that like if you don't enjoy one car, you can at least find another car that you really enjoy or a bike. Um,
mhm.
and I will say I think they really favor takedowns a lot because like when you get to the MVP screen, like you could have done amazing objective wise, but you only had one takedown versus some guys like 12, and they're like,
Yeah.
yeah, they got it pretty well.
Yeah. Well, takedowns are fun, so what are you gonna do?
There's sometimes bullshit though, like. Sometimes some guy like smacks you on the side gently, and it's like, "Oh, you've been taken out." And it's like, "What are you talking
Yeah,
about?"
well, and it's rough because I mean it really depends on kind of what you're driving too, because like I had one of like the smaller cars and I was trying to sideswipe this bigger car and I did like nothing to it. I didn't even nudge it. So
Yeah,
it's just like well, and so that's why I started playing as the tank more because I'm like I need that strength to try to get some action here. But then there was something that we played where like we all had to play motorcycles. I guess it was probably the Switch. And then we started like having fun with those motorcycles, and
oh yeah,
they're really kind of moody. I don't know. You just have to be real careful with them because like you do a jump, and if you're like not careful with your joystick, you'll start like doing a flip, and then you'll like land halfway through your flip and die. But like once you kind of
yeah,
get the hang of it, it's really cool. And then like the motorcycles are cool because you can do tricks when you're doing your jumps, and you get extra points for that. And it was just like I had a little bit of the feeling from like Trials Fusion because like you have to like keep your bike
mhm.
balanced just right on that too. So I started to really have fun with the motorcycles, but I'm really bad at this game just in general. So it doesn't really matter what I'm driving, but I had a lot of fun while I was doing it. I did have a moment of confusion during the ranked matches because after a ranked match, it'll show you if you've risen or fallen in your standings, and obviously I'm down in the bronze section because I'm not great. But because like I guess it makes sense that the lower stuff would be on the left and the higher levels would be on the right. But I don't know. I wasn't reading it right. So when I first placed, I was a low king. And then like my rank kept changing and I went down to queen, but like in my mind I got really excited because I was like, "Oh, a queen's better than a king." And like I thought I had risen in rank and it was like, "No, that's not how it works." I was like, "Oh, I'm kind of disappointed." But yeah, that's just me being me. So what rank are you, Cody? Are you in
I won a couple games earlier, and I'm a Silver King in Division 4.
nice? So I think there's only like
Um,
six divisions, like in the king section there are six divisions, and then like the queen has six. So
yeah.
that's pretty good rank.
Um, and I do like the ranking seems kind of fair because like if you do really well, like even if you lose, but you got like
Mhm.
MVP or one of the top scorecard things, um, they're like, okay, your rank held, like you did good enough that like you are not gonna get punished for this, and
Hmm.
like I like that
Hmm.
aspect because like in other like let's say Overwatch, like if you lose, no matter what, you're losing points.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's kind of nice that they were like, okay, like you did pretty well there, so we're gonna hold your rank. Because I've had it where I've lost like 2 games in a row, my rank held twice, but then that third time it was like, okay, we didn't do so well that time.
Yeah.
But yeah, um, but yeah, overall, like it's a fun game, and then like I'm gonna play it every now and then. Like it's a lot of
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah. And also, just for the record, you get so many trophies from playing this game. I think you get 5 or 6 just from doing the tutorial, which is less than 10 minutes. And then
Yeah,
they just keep on popping. And you usually can't even tell like what it's for, but it doesn't matter because, it's a trophy. So always love a trophy.
and they have some really funny and unique games. Like I played 10 games of Switch, and I don't remember what the trophy name was called, but it was like a sentence, and I was like, what is this trophy title? Like what?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
weird.
I mean, it's just purely a game to have fun with, and they went out of their way to
Yeah.
make it fun. They did a good job. So,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
definitely.
Um, Thank you to everybody who joined us for the community night. Let's see if I can remember everybody's name because we had a lot of people. Do you remember, Cody, when I asked you originally and you were like, no, we're not going to have that many people. Nobody wants to play this game. And then we had so many people.
Why you gotta come at me like that? I forget that we're so popular. Like we're like the #1 podcast, and like everyone wants to play with us.
I feel like
So
what it is was we had so many people for Friday the 13th that you didn't want anyone else to have that good of a showing because you want that to be the premier friendly gaming game night.
I mean, Mike did request that we do another Friday the
He
13th one
did.
soon.
He did.
And, I mean, all I'm
Uh,
saying is, there's nothing like spending a Christmas playing Friday the 13th. So maybe we'll do a Christmas one. I'm joking.
we
We're
could.
not doing it.
Why not?
We could, but we're not going
There's
to.
no telling. There's no telling what we might do. All right. So our buddies who joined us, special thanks to Groon, Melissa, Starry Night, and Blue Girl. They were in our early session. And then our later session, we had Mike and Triva, Andy, and I feel like I'm forgetting
Byron.
something. And Byron,
Byron,
oh,
yeah.
Byron stayed with us because Megs was going to play with us, but she didn't. She had a family thing come up, so she didn't get to join us. So Garoon stayed for both sessions. So yeah, thank you everybody who joined in. We had a great time. Hopefully we'll play more soon.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah. So moving on, but keeping kind of with the car theme, I'm gonna talk about a little game called Cluster Truck. No.
Oh, hell yeah.
So, so Cody had told me a while back that I should play this game, and it's available on Game Pass. So I downloaded it and tried it. And Cody, why don't you go ahead and explain what this game is?
Um, so it's kind of like I guess you could say a first-person platformer, but the platforms are these semi-trucks that you have to jump to. Um, and as you can probably guess by the name, cluster truck, there's a lot of them, and they're constantly crashing into each other.
Yes.
And the levels get crazier and crazier, and it's so much fun. And like you can unlock abilities later on where like, you can get like a double jump or like an air dash, and I love this game a lot. I played it on Game Pass a long time ago and just
Wait, you
got
had Game
lost in
Pass a
it.
long time ago?
I like earlier this year. You know what I mean?
Okay. No, I thought you'd played it like a long, long time ago. I thought it was like an old favorite. I didn't
I
know it
had
was like this
seen
year.
a video of someone playing it and was like, I want to try this eventually,
Okay.
but I just known it was on PC, and then I saw it was on Game Pass. And that's when I tried it.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, I love this game. It's so much fun. Like it's so because like the best part about this game is like when you know you can make a jump, but then something stupid happens and you
Yeah.
miss the jump by like an inch, and you're like, if only I could like grapple onto something. Like,
Well,
come on.
no, but you can. Like that was what
A
surprised
little
me.
bit, yeah.
You can. Like so you say you kind of miss a jump and so you're like right at the back of the truck. Like you can kind of somehow grab onto the back of the truck and like jump off from that. Or sometimes
Yeah.
you can just grab a little bit on the side of the truck and do a jump off of that, which I wasn't great at that. Sometimes it saved me, sometimes it just made my situation worse. But it's neat that you can do that. Um
Yeah.
Now, just for the record, this is not like a side scroller. This is a kind of like an endless running one, where you're kind of running towards the top of the screen, I guess, but like more 3D.
Yeah.
So, um, and so yeah, you start out and it's pretty cool. You're like, yeah, I can handle this. But then stuff starts getting crazy, and there were levels like pretty early on that like I would just be on the same level for like 30 minutes trying to get through it, and I'm like, I don't understand why I'm having so much trouble with this one level. But the really good thing about it is like I would say a level doesn't last more than 15 seconds at most. Would you say that?
Yeah, they're pretty
Yeah.
quick. Like the entire point is that these trucks are like barreling forward
Yeah.
full speed.
And so the really good thing about that is like, so you die and like you just respawn pretty much immediately right at the front, and you can just do it again. So it's not super frustrating, and you never feel like, oh, I lost so much progress and now I have to start over. It was always just like a few seconds worth. So it's not super frustrating, although some of them I got pretty frustrated towards the end. There was one where like you're going straight, and then there's a fence, and then you have to jump the fence, and now the cars are coming perpendicular to you, and so like you kind of have
Mhm.
to like switch direction mid jump. And that
Yeah.
was the first level that I had a really really hard time with, and I was just like doing that forever. I had a series of days when I was just playing this. I would come home from work and I would play it while dinner was cooking, and just like see how far I could get. And then it was like such an amazing feeling once I finally got past the level that I was stuck on. And then like the next two or three levels, I would like just zip through them really fast. So, and then I did, once I got enough stuff to unlock my first ability, and I picked the double jump. And like as soon as I got that, it was a lifesaver, because like you make a bad jump, but like you can do one more jump in midair and like redirect yourself towards like where a truck is coming. So that was a good one. There's this one level where you're going, and just all of a sudden, I guess like two sides of a mountain are kind of collapsing
Oh
on the
yeah.
road, and
Yeah.
so like if you don't get through there in time, you just get squashed in that thing. And so you have to like go really fast to get through it, cuz like sometimes I found, after playing quite a while, I found that going fast isn't always the answer. Sometimes you want to take it slow, and like if you get on a truck that's pretty stable, you just kind of stay on it for a while, and like maybe that one is going to take you to the end of the level just without anything else going on, despite collisions that might be going on around or in front of you. So you kind of just have to pay attention to like where everything's going to see what the best route is. But yeah, I'm pretty sure like I screamed out loud the first time those mountains squashed me, because I was like, what is happening here? Um, but yeah, there are some pretty epic collisions that occur in this game, just like
Oh
trucks
yeah.
upon trucks. And I feel like there was one level where you're kind of like up in the air, and the like, or I guess like the trucks have fallen off the road and you're like trying to jump up them
Yeah.
to get back to safety.
Yeah.
It's some really inventive stuff. The music's good. I will say like all that honking did get annoying after a while. Cause like
Yeah. I think I ended up turning the sound off eventually. I was like, much.
yeah,
Just
yeah,
put on some tunes in the background and jump on some trucks.
yeah, yeah.
There are some later levels that get like really crazy. Like they take that like, oh, it's suddenly you're going a different direction to a whole new level, and like it's a lot of fun. Yeah, it's a fun game, and like it's probably pretty cheap, like almost everywhere at this point. Like uh, it's a game that goes on sale a lot from what I've noticed, and so yeah, I definitely would recommend like giving it a shot if you're just looking for something to pass the time with.
Yeah, and it's really good for those like if you just have 15 minutes to kill to do something. You can just pop that in and hopefully play a few levels, or just the one if it's a really tough level and you get stuck repeating it a lot. So, good times with that one as well. All right, one more quick topic for our car feature for this episode, because we apparently played tons of games where I guess you weren't driving a car in Cluster Truck, there just happened to be cars there. But But so last week, when I was talking about, I think it was the Kind of Funny Showcase, I forgot to mention a game that I was excited about called Not My Car. It's all
Mhm.
one word, don't know why. And it was having a beta on PC last weekend. I don't know how long it lasts. Basically, this is a battle royale, but you are just driving cars the whole time. You never get out of the car. And it plays, I guess people said it was kind of like a Twisted Metal battle royale, which I never played Twisted Metal, but it plays pretty much like a regular battle royale. You get dropped out of a plane and you land somewhere, and there's just stuff around the map that you can go pick up. Different types of weapons that you equip to
Hmm.
the top of your car. So, like, you can
Yeah.
get a machine gun or a grenade launcher, and you can get two different weapons, and so you can cycle through them, but there is just, like, a little bit of a delay when you're trying to switch your weapons, because, like, it takes a while to switch what's on top of your car, apparently. So you've got that, you've got special abilities, and then you've got, you pick up different armor pieces, and they are specific to different parts of the car. Apparently, I'm not super familiar with car parts, but like you would say armor for, uh, I don't know, the hood or something. Just, I don't know. But I never got enough armor. Apparently, that was a problem. Did I mention I'm really bad at driving cars? Ever?
Once or twice.
Okay. Okay, so I'm real bad at driving cars. Did I ever mention that I'm really bad at battle royale games?
No, I don't. I can't say you have.
Never have. Okay, so when you get driving and battle royale together, I'm also extremely bad. However, the one thing that has been true about me across every battle royale ever is I can always come in second place. And so one of my games, I came in second place because that's just what I do. I'm great at it. I can hide and just wait till the last guy's there, and I just can't win a fight to save my life, literally. Because this one, I was super ready for it, Cody, because it was like this city area, and one of the buildings like had a ramp, so you could just take the ramp up to the roof of the building. So I went up there and I was just kind of hanging out, okay, like waiting for the circle to close, waiting for people to come.
Hmm.
While I was up there, I got this ability that gave me kind of a radar ping, and so I could do it and see if there were any cars nearby. And it wasn't just like a map thing, like I would see a red outline of where they are in real life in the world. So I was like, this is great. Like I'm gonna totally have an advantage here. And then I had some type of like rapid fire, like Gatling gun or something that was gonna be a real good gun. So I was feeling real good about it. The circle was closing, so I had to get off the roof, and I went and kind of hid in this corner. I was like, all right. I was doing my radar. I'm like, there's a car over there. I'm just gonna hang out. Circle keeps closing, enemies keep dropping until finally there's just like one guy left. And so I drive over and I'm kind of behind this like maybe it's like a storage container or something, but I'm like undercover. And I do my radar and I'm like, oh, there's the guy. He's right there. It's like I just have to pull out and shoot him and it's gonna be great. And so I do that. I pull out, I start shooting him. He's taking damage, but like he shoots me like so much more than I shoot him apparently, and I died. And I was like, ah, I was so close. That was like my greatest opportunity ever to win a battle royale. I knew exactly where he was. I had my gun ready to go, and like I still couldn't nail it. So I was just like, man, it's rough, you guys. Um, but yeah, I would say if you enjoy driving at all, and I mean, if you like battle royale, you should try it, but only if you enjoy driving cars in video games. Because like it was, I'm horrible at it, but it was fun for what it was. I would recommend it if that sounds appealing to you. So right now, I think it's only
So,
on PC. So
so how big is like the map? Because you did say there was a circle, just like every other battle royale
mhm.
game, but like,
Yeah, I mean, it was a decent sized map. Oh, I don't know. Oh, I think you can have 100 players at a time on it, but sometimes it started with fewer players because there weren't enough.
okay.
But yeah, I mean, it was a decent sized map, and like a lot of time it would be a little while before I would see somebody else. Um, but again, because you are a car and you're driving, the circle wasn't like a super dangerous aspect for
Yeah.
you, because like you could always drive pretty quick to get into the next circle as long as you were paying attention. It was just more of a, not like a killing mechanism, more of a getting everybody gathered together so they could duke it out mechanism. So, but yeah,
Okay. All right.
yeah.
Sounds pretty interesting. Yeah, I hope it comes to console pretty soon, and I'd love to give it a shot just because I don't know. It seems interesting.
I feel like
Because like
oh, go ahead.
I do remember playing Twisted Metal
Hmm.
on the PS1 and liking it. So I feel like I could probably like this.
Yeah, and I feel with as popular as Rocket League is, I feel that a car battle royale would have a lot of traction. So I think it has a good market.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll do well. So yeah.
Yeah. You can, I don't know if the beta's still going on, go to notmycar.com and see if you can get in if you're interested. So, but I think that's going to do it for our car talk today, Cody.
Yes, I believe so.
All right. But you've been playing something else that, quite a few different things all wrapped into one, you might say.
Um, yeah, you might say that I played quite a few games. Uh, so after the Game Awards a few weeks ago, uh, that Devil Trigger song has been stuck in my head nonstop, and I've been watching the Devil May Cry 5 trailers like crazy. Uh, and so I was like, well, you know what? I want to try one of these games, but I don't want to play the demo because I don't want to ruin this game for me in case like the demo is the first story mission because I want to go in fresh. So let me try because I know there's an HD collection of 1 through 3, and then there's 4 on the PlayStation Now subscription thing. So I did the 7-day free trial
Hmm.
because I was like, oh, I can just download them and play them.
Yeah.
Uh, apparently that's not the case with all the games. Apparently only certain games can download.
Oh, that's
Um,
some bullshit, Cody. I did not
yeah.
know that.
Luckily enough, my internet is decent enough that I can stream these games and
Hmm.
be okay.
Yeah.
There was a little bit of lag. I will say, I think so. The Devil May Cry 1 through 3 HD collection came out on PS3, and then they re-released it on PS4, but like they didn't update anything.
Mm.
It's just the PS3 one. So like
Yeah.
they supplement that by being like, okay, well, obviously we don't have the select and the start button on the PS4 controller. So the touchpad, the right side of the touchpad is start, the left side of the touchpad is select. So that's how they
That's
got around
that's
that.
stupid because you've got the options button that can serve as one of them, and then the whole touchpad could be the other one. Really.
Yeah.
So somebody
Um,
wasn't thinking that through very. I just didn't care.
so prior to starting these games, I watched a couple of videos because I was like, I don't know the story of Devil May Cry at all. Like, I don't know any of
Mm.
these characters. Let's find some stuff out. Um, so every video I watched pretty much told me don't play 2, like save 2 for last. So I played Devil May Cry 1, 3, and 4. Not through, like all the way through. I just tried them out. Like got through the first couple levels and was like, all right, on to the next one. Um, excuse me, sorry. Uh,
It's those ribs. They're coming back to
they're
bite
coming
you.
back, coming to hurt me. So Devil May Cry, for the most part, is about Dante, who is a half human, half demon, and he runs a demon hunting uh, service called Devil May Cry, where the name comes from.
Oh.
Uh, and so while watching these YouTube videos, I discovered that like this apparently it was planned to be a follow up to Resident Evil, and then they took it and made it its own series.
Well, because
And
you
I
know
was
what
like, oh,
happened?
cool.
In Resident Evil, I think it was for Resident Evil 4, they were coding the game, and the way they coded it, they had this glitch where you would attack an enemy and like shoot them and they would pop up in the air and you just keep juggling them in the air. And they were like, this is
Hmm.
this is not okay for a Resident Evil game, but it's really cool. And so they decided to use that in the Devil May Cry game. Fun fact for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And so yeah, so like I started streaming the HD collection. I was like, all right, well, I'll start with 1. We'll see how that goes. Uh, I for some reason thought this series was supposed to be like super serious. No, not at all. The opening bit is Dante fucking eating a pizza and a motorcycle crashes through the wall and he's cracking jokes about it, being like, the toilet's in the back.
Did you?
And so
How
yeah,
did you think it was serious? Did you not remember the time I played it and you were on the party chat with me?
well, you played DMC, the
Yeah.
like reboot with Ninja Theory, so I was like, okay, maybe that's, I don't know. I just thought it was super serious, and it was not, but I was in for it because Dante is a fucking awesome character. Um, so I tried playing the first game, and here's the issue with going back and playing an old school game. It's not for Cody when the camera is fucking dog shit. Because it does that thing that cameras do where, like, in older games, where when you're walking in one direction and they want you to see something else, they turn the camera, and when
Mhm.
they do that, the controls swap. So if you continue holding the button, you end up
Oh.
turning yourself around,
Mm-mm.
and that was a little frustrating.
Yeah, I hate that.
Um, Also, the combat at the start of Devil May Cry 1, I didn't enjoy too much. I think that has more to because they were using PS3 controls and the PS4 controller, and I granted controllers are pretty much similar for the most part.
Yeah.
It's just I felt like I didn't know, like there's no tutorial, so I didn't know what to do. So I was kind of figuring it out as I learned. Um, but I played it for a couple hours, and I was like, all right, well, I'll skip 2. Let me go try 3. And 3 starts similar to how 1 starts, where he is, well, this time he apparently just got in the shower, so he's shirtless, but he's eating a pizza, and some dude shows up. He's like, "Oh, I have an invitation from your brother." And I'm like, "Oh, Dante has a brother? What the fuck?" Um, and he's like, "I wonder what the invitation is." And then these dudes with scythes appear out of nowhere, like 7 of them, and they stab Dante.
Oh.
And I was like, "Okay, well, he's a demon, so this isn't gonna hurt him." So he like walks up to the juice box and like he's like, "Let's get this party started," and keeps like pressing the button, and nothing happens. And so he ends up smashing it, and some like rock and roll song comes on, and he's like, "Let's rock and roll." And then this is the tutorial, like it's just blaring music and you beating up these weird demons. And I was pretty in. I was like, "All right, like I'm in for this. This is a pretty cool series." Um, so I tried out this morning. I played Devil May Cry 4
Mhm.
because I was like, "All right, tried out 1, tried out 3, let me try out 4, and then I'll eventually try out 2 pretty soon." Because apparently 2, like chronologically, it goes like 1, 3, 4, and then 2. I want to say is what I read.
Okay.
Because 2 apparently is taking place like right before 5,
Okay.
apparently. And I'm glad I played 4 because now I know who the one character is with the robot arm in the Devil May Cry
Oh.
5 trailers.
Okay. Who is that?
That is Nero.
Mhm.
He is also he's either also infused with the blood of Dante's father, or he's also another kid of Dante's father. Because like you start 4 and you're like, oh, there's Dante. Why does he have a robot arm? Or it's like a demon arm in this game.
Okay.
I guess he loses it halfway through the game. Because they look legitimately similar. Like Dante shows up and Nero is like looking at him, and I'm like, how are you not like being like, man, you look a lot like me. Like, what's going on? Um, so yeah, Nero has this like demon arm, and like so that makes for some interesting combat stuff. Because like similar to Dante, you have a giant sword, and then you have a hand cannon,
Mhm.
pretty much. Whereas Dante has a giant sword and 2 pistols. So it's like, okay, cool, similar. But then Nero gets the added benefit of this arm, and I want to say they called it like the Devil Buster. Uh,
Yes, that sounds right.
yeah, and so pretty quickly you can use the Devil Buster to like pull enemies close to you, and you can follow up by doing like an uppercut and then slamming them into the ground, which does a ton of damage.
Mhm.
Uh, but then like 5 minutes after they show you this, they show you that this arm becomes a grappling hook.
Mhm.
And Sam, there are a few movement abilities in video games that make me go, "Fuck yeah, this is awesome." and grappling hooks are one of them. I fucking love grappling hooks so much. So I was just like, cool, where do you want me to go? Oh, I can grapple hook there? Oh, away we go. Um, so yeah, I am not gonna play the Devil May Cry 5 demo, but I am sold on this game. I think the world is really cool. I do want to see if I can sit down and finish one of these games. I probably will do 4 just because like graphically it feels better,
Hmm.
and then controlling wise, I think it plays better than the HD collection does on PlayStation Now. Also, 4 was the only one where I wasn't having like I want to call it like hitching issues, where like
Hmm.
randomly like the screen would like get these gray bars across it, and like stuff would slow down. And 4 was the only one that didn't do that, but 1 and 3 did. So that count was kind of rough. Uh,
I feel like that could be just like the day in the luck of the internet that day. So
yeah. Um, yeah. So like this journey through Devil May Cry universe for Cody was a lot of fun. Uh, but you actually did play the Devil May Cry 5 demo.
I did.
Can't talk today. These ribs. Um, what were your thoughts on it?
So like we said, I played the DMC remaster that Ninja Theory made, and I had a lot of fun with it. But like I reached the point where I was like, yeah, I think I'm done. Because like a lot of the game is just trying to get your combos in the combat, and
Yeah.
those games just kind of like I get kind of tired of the combat after a while. Like this summer, I bought Bayonetta because I was like, yeah, it's like Devil May Cry, it'll be great, and it was. But I was just like, yeah, I don't know, I'm just not super into it. So, Devil May Cry. Oh my God, neither of us can say this. Devil May Cry 5. I still can't.
Great. Great.
Devil May Cry. It's cray this game. Devil May Cry 5 demo. It plays similar to what you would expect from a Devil May Cry game. So yeah, you are playing as Nero, and you've got the little robotic arm, which that's good to know because like I didn't understand why he had a robot arm. Um, but yeah, it can do kind of grappling where it pulls enemies to you.
Yeah.
You've got a sword, you've got a gun. I felt like I don't feel like this was the first mission. I feel like this was just like a little snippet to get a feel for what's going on, and just the base enemies that I was fighting, they took like a lot of damage before they died, and it was just kind of a horde of them, and so I was kind of getting bored of it like pretty quick from it.
Hmm.
And then I got to the end, and there was a boss, and the boss was fantastic looking. This character design was great. I think the monsters in this game are gonna look really good, um, but he was hard to fight, and I ended up dying a couple times, and then I was like, yeah, I think I'm done. I don't need to finish him because like it's probably the end of the demo after him. So I'm like, no, I'm good. Um, I didn't really think that I would get the Devil May Cry 5 game when it came out because like I'd had my fill with the DMC version, and my mind hasn't been changed. So, but I'm glad you're excited by it. And I feel like you probably would definitely like it more because you liked the God of War games, the original ones,
Yeah.
and I feel the combat is similar to that. So I think you'd like it, and just
Yeah.
like the style and the personality of the games are really fun. So
Yeah.
yeah, that'd be good. So
Yeah. When playing 1, 3, and 4, I was definitely like, okay, like yeah, I see the point of like you got to build up your combo.
mm-hmm.
Because it kind of mixes like God of War like combat with like Resident Evil is like at the end of the mission you get like score
Mm-hmm.
uh based on how you did with everything. So I was like, okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Um, I forgot to mention this. I did get to a boss fight in Devil May Cry 4.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and yeah, the boss fights are fucking amazing in this series apparently.
Yeah.
Because I fought some like flaming demon centaur creature, and it was a lot of fun. Like, and it definitely reminded me of like a God of War boss fight. I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Um,
It feels like the bosses are usually gigantic, and you have to like
yeah.
just be nimble and get around and do stuff to defeat them. So yeah.
Um, so I think so. I may have just missed this at the Game Awards after. I don't know if they were showing this during when they were singing Devil Trigger, but like there was a trailer attached to the Game Awards for Devil May Cry. Did I just miss it? Or did you also see it?
I feel like I saw it, but I don't remember really.
I saw it on YouTube last night.
Yeah.
And so like they've been showing like Nero, and I guess there's another character who I don't know who the other character is. I couldn't get anybody to tell me who that was, but they showed off Dante fighting, and Dante shows up on this motorcycle, lands, rips the motorcycle apart, and is using the two ends of the motorcycle to beat demons to death. And I was like, sold. You got me. I'm in.
Yeah.
Like, this game seems very like really good. My only complaint throughout all three of those games and what I watched on trailers is in 4, this character showed up. Her name is Gloria. She's kicking the shit out of these demons.
Hmm.
And like she's just beating the hell out of them. And I was like, cool, this is a cool cutscene. And then randomly, they decided to give me a real close up shot of her inner thighs.
Yeah.
Like real in there. I was
Hmm.
like, all right. Hopefully Devil May Cry 5 is not like this. Like, because I
Oh.
don't. Did they do that in the demo? Like,
Uh, Not so much in the demo, but I just feel like personality wise for the game as a series, I feel you should expect it to be very over sexualized. Like the DMC
yeah.
game that I played, like the intro credits, like I was at a strip club and there were like ladies
Oh,
dancing, and
okay.
like Dante takes two ladies home to his trailer, and like it's, yeah, yeah.
So weird. So weird. I don't need them in video games. I'm here to kill demons. Oh my god.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know what to
Weird, weird,
tell
weird.
you.
I guess I can look past half the game was fun. So hopefully, but we'll talk more about
Yeah.
Devil May Cry 5 later. So
Not later today. Later when the game comes out.
yeah,
Just for the
well,
record.
maybe later today.
No, we're not talking about it later today. We're gonna get it all out right now. I can't tell if you're like making a face or something.
I'm not.
Okay. All right. Okay. So let's move on to something pretty as different from Devil May Cry as you can get, I would say. Quarantine Circular is a new game by Mike Bithell with Bithell Studios, I think is what it's called. And this was shown at the Kind of Funny showcase. And he was one of the first backers for Kind of Funny. And so, like, he was really involved with the showcase and being supportive and stuff. And it was a real nice little "we love you, you love us" type message that they shared, which was cute. And so this was on. I don't know if it was on sale or if it's just the price. It was $6 on the Switch. It's a short game, and so I was like, I don't know. The trailer didn't really show much. It seemed like it'd be a story-based game, but I wanted to check it out, so I got it. And fun fact: Bithell Studios also has a game called, I think it's called Subsurface Circular, and I almost accidentally bought that one, and then I was like, wait, that's not
Oh.
right. So I don't know why their games all tend to have circular in the title, but after playing this one, I might play the next one and see what it was like. So basically, this game takes place on an aircraft carrier, and it's just kind of still imagery, and there's just an interface in the middle where you're seeing a text log of the dialogue between various people, and you start out as I forget what this guy's name is, but he's the kind of translation specialist, and so he's going to set up the translation services to talk to this person that's in air quotes, and it's interesting because like he's talking to this person and getting stuff settled, and if you're looking at the imagery, like it's real clear that this person is an alien, but like the way
Mhm.
that you're talking to them makes it like maybe he doesn't understand that it's an alien, or maybe he's just being polite. I don't know. It was a little weird at first, but real clear that you're talking to an alien here. And so as as the game goes on, you're finding out that they've kind of captured this alien and they're talking to it and trying to. Different people have different viewpoints about what they should do with this alien and how it's influencing things in their world right now, and you get to play as different characters throughout the game. Like each chapter, you kind of control a different person in the dialogues, and at one point, you do get to control the alien, so it's really cool. And I don't know, man. Like, I don't want to spoil it because it's really short, and it's a really interesting, good story. And basically, stuff comes down to like, do you think this alien is trying to help humanity, or are they here to do bad things? And what are you going to do with the characters that you're controlling at a certain time to influence how this situation resolves? And there's like you get to make a few decisions throughout, and
Mhm.
those, I mean, they seem like they're kind of important, but you're like, I don't know, whatever. And then you get to the end and you find out that like stuff that you decided very early on was very important, and you can definitely not get the ending that you want if you did something incorrectly at the beginning. So I don't know. I don't. It's a really cool story. The Quarantine Circular kind of has at least a double meaning for things that are happening in the game, and I very much enjoyed it. I think everybody should go check it out if you like a good story and if you like to, just think about things in the world. Like I said, it's only $6. It's on the Switch, and I'd say it was probably like an hour and a half, less than 2 hours would be my guess for how long it took to play. But just like it's a really good job of storytelling. So I recommend it highly.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I'm
Yeah,
about to try that out. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, $6. That's a. I remember when we saw the trailer, I was just like, I don't seem interested in this, but what you just told me to do, I'm now very interested in it. So
Well, and
definitely
like
give it a shot.
the really cool stuff about it, it's like stuff that they wouldn't want to give away in the trailer. So like I can
Yeah.
understand now like why the trailer was kind of the way it was. But hopefully people will be intrigued enough with it to look into it and be like, yeah, let's see what this thing's about, because it's really cool. It has some cool stuff going on in it. So yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Cody. I feel we've got one more game to talk about. What you been
Yes.
playing?
So I've been getting this ad on like all my YouTube videos lately for this game called Dragalia Lost, and it's a action RPG on the cell phone. So I was like, okay, let's give this a shot because I've been looking for like a phone game I want to play. So it's the way you do movement is you drag your finger across the screen, and wherever you drag your finger, your character goes. I was like, okay, cool. And you tap it, and that's how you do combat. I was like, all right, simple enough. The story is pretty much you are a prince, and you've been assigned to go to this forest where the spirit of this dragon lives, and you are trying to get the dragon to bestow his powers upon you.
But he's just a spirit. He's
And
not like a living dragon anymore.
he may be, I don't know,
Okay.
because before I ended up rage quitting, which we'll talk about in a
Uh-oh.
second.
Oh no.
So you're going through the forest, and then like they're kind of like it's the tutorial, and they're teaching the game pretty much. Uh, and so like I guess the point of this game is it's an ARPG, but you also have an ally system. So like your sister shows up, and their sister has this like fairy creature, and so she's kind of your ally at the start. And so you go through, and you're fighting these like weird like shadow creatures, and then this woman shows up, and she looks similar to your sister, and that'll tie into a second. And you're like,
Okay.
okay. And so this is kind of like your first boss fight, and like it's pretty much one of those boss fights where like you can't lose, like
Yeah.
because if you get hit, your sister is a healer, so she heals you.
Nice.
Um, and then your character randomly calls out to the dragon spirit and is like, "Bestow your powers upon me," and the dragon does, but apparently only for a split second. So you can, I guess, the main point of this game and the whole Dragalia part of this comes
Hmm.
into play with this, is your super move is you turn into a dragon and get all new abilities,
Oh,
which is pretty cool. Like, so I turned into this giant green dragon and I was just wrecking house. And I was like, okay, cool.
how
Having a
does
good
the
time.
combat work? Are you just like tapping the screen or something?
Yeah, you just tap the
Okay.
screen for like your basic auto attacks. So like with the
Hmm.
dragon, you're just breathing fire. And then in the bottom right hand corner of your smartphone, um, there's like a set of buttons. So like as the human form, my character only had one attack, but when I turned to the dragon, I got 3 attacks. So I could tap it, and like I could do like a cone. I could fly up and like gust my wings. Cool stuff.
Hmm.
Um, then the dragon takes the power away from me, and it's just like, if you would like more of it, you need to come find me at my castle. And then I
So,
was like,
so he's like a drug dealer. He gives you like a little bit, and he's like, "Oh, you like that? Come get some more."
yeah. And so I was like, well, wait a minute, isn't he a spirit? Why does he have a castle? I'm so confused. Whatever. Um, And so you're going through and you're about to leave the forest, and this woman shows up again. And it's a cutscene. And the cutscenes are pretty well done. It's like this kind
Hmm.
of like chibi animated kind of thing. Um, and my character attacks her and cracks the mask she has on,
Hmm.
and the mask falls off. And lo and behold, it is in fact your sister. And she's like, "No, you weren't supposed to see who I was." And then jumps to this portal. So there is some element of time travel, I think, to this game.
So wait, the boss lady that looked like your sister, but then she was your sister wearing a mask to look like your sister?
Yes. Oh, no, she wasn't wearing a mask that looked like my sister. She was the sister, but I think she was from the future because she made comments about like, I have to stop you. I'm running out of time, stuff like that. So
Okay.
I think something happens. I think this drug dealer dragon isn't a good dragon.
Well,
Uh, so after that whole debauchery, another cutscene plays where like you see what happened before the game started, which is like your father. So apparently in this world, to become a ruler, you have to be invoked with the dragon spirit's power, or you cannot be a ruler. Uh, and so your father is like, go out and get the dragon power from this forest, and I will make you the ruler of that forest. And it's like, okay, cool. Um, so that mission ends, and it gives you like some points and stuff. And you're like, okay, go unlock some characters. It's like the whole point is to build a party. So I do that. It's like, all right, go start some more missions. So I go start the next mission. It was like, this mission is 1.2 megabytes to download. And I was
oh,
like, what? So I click it, and I start the mission, and I go through, and I beat the mission. I'm like, cool, go to the next mission. This mission will cost 1.3 megabytes to download. And I'm starting to see a trend here. And I'm like, okay, hold on. What the fuck's going on?
yeah.
And so I read the fine print, and it's like, or you can do a cluster download and just download everything. So I go to do that. And so you can choose between you can either download all the game, which was like almost 2 gigs,
Yeah.
or you can download it without the voice pack, because there is voice acting in this game. It's pretty well done.
Yeah.
It's like 1.2 gigs. So I do the voiceless because obviously I don't want to download all that. If
Yeah.
I don't care that much about voice acting in this game. It's a mobile game. Um, so I do that, and I go to click on the mission again, and it's like this mission is going to cost 0.36 megabytes to download, and I was like, "Fuck this! This is not how you make a game." No, and I deleted it off my phone. Like that is just no. Like if I download the game at the start, just download everything. Don't make me download missions. It
Yeah.
doesn't make sense.
That's some bullshit, especially if you were like you
Oh,
were off like traveling or something and like you didn't have the good
yeah.
internet connection. You don't want to have to use your data to download this stuff. That's bullshit.
Yeah, it was infuriating. Like I was like, this is such a poor, and like I was like, what is the point of this? Like, why would you not just download the entire game when I downloaded you from the store? Like, I don't even know the idea behind it. Like,
I don't know.
so Dragalia Lost is a pretty interesting, like a lot of stuff going on, like time travel, drug dealer dragons, some interesting combat and movement. It's just bogged down by these bullshit downloads every time you want to play a mission.
And is it free to
And
play?
yeah, it's free to play, and like
What?
there is like a lot of microtransaction stuff that they push at the start a little bit. Because after you like beat the first mission, they're like, "Oh, here's a free cluster of like dragon gems. Go unlock a ally." And it's like, "Oh, would you like to buy more of these for
Okay.
99 cents?" And I was like, "No, like come on. It's like 3 minutes." Uh so yeah, like I that really soured me. Like I deleted the game after that. I was like, "No, I don't want to keep downloading stuff. You already." And I was like, "Well, I wonder if I had just downloaded the full like 2 GB thing, would it
Yeah.
still make me download stuff?" I feel like it still would have. It just would have been like 0.15. It was just stupid. I was like, whatever.
Yeah, that's fine. There's plenty of other games to play.
Yeah.
So,
I was like, all right, on to trying to find another mobile game to play. Because Dragalia Lost is not it.
you should try Game of Thrones Conquest, I think. Yeah, because I downloaded that,
Okay.
but I haven't tried it yet because I just don't like playing mobile games. But you should try that one, and there's also an Assassin's Creed mobile game. So you
Oh
should
yeah,
try
there was that
those.
Assassin's Creed game. I do want to try the Assassin's Creed game. It does look
Yeah,
kind of cool.
try those and report back. Let us know. Maybe you'll find a good mobile
Oh,
game. So,
we'll start having a little mobile game corner of the show.
we could. Speaking of recurring corners, it's not really a corner. Let's jump into a quick Destiny download. So we haven't checked in on Destiny in a while. So the Black Armory season pass has come out, and the Dawning is live now. So the Black Armory, that it had some controversy when it launched. People people were strongly on one side or the other about this. So this is not your typical story DLC content like Destiny has been releasing in the past. This I'm sorry, it's the annual pass, and it gives you. All right, Cody, why don't you explain this? Because like I still,
Yeah.
I don't even know. You get to do some forges, you get some weapons.
All right. So usually, so here's the thing. In Destiny 1, they had these big story packs. And the issue is that the story packs would come out, and after a few months, there would be no content until your next story pack. Like in between the Taken King and Rise of Iron, for a while there wasn't a lot to do. Like once you did everything, there wasn't really much to do until like leading up until Rise of Iron. They introduced like how we had Solstice of Heroes for season, we had the year one, um, and so like I think based on the reception for Destiny 2, like Curse of Osiris was not well received because it was pretty much like, oh, we paid $20 for this like really not so good story and a very boring like the prophecy weapon thing was not fun. Uh, Warmind was a little bit better, but like there's still a lot of complaints about the story, how short it was, and stuff like that. So I think the idea Bungie had here was, well, people didn't like this. Let's supplement that by not focusing on the story. Let's put all our resources into this end game content for the game. And I was like, to me, I was like, cool, that sounds great. Because like, if it just gives more content for people joining the game to end up playing eventually. The issue is that the Black Armory launched with one forge active, and the idea is like over these weeks, like new stuff is happening. Like the first week we had 2 forges and the raid drop, and this week we had the dawning. The issue was day one of the DLC, the forge was locked behind a 610 to 630 light level, so anybody below 600 was not getting into this thing and finishing it. And even if you were at 600, you weren't going to do it right away unless you were a die-hard hardcore player who just knew everything to do.
And for the record, 600 had been the level cap. Like you couldn't have
Yeah.
been higher than that until the DLC dropped, and that's when the cap was raised. Um,
Yeah. and so like I think they could have done a little bit better, just being like, hey, this is like what you should expect and stuff. Um, I I wasn't I wasn't angry about it. I was like, okay, like it kind of sucks. I think what they should have done was made the first forge about 580 to 600,
Yeah.
and like subsequent ones should have been the 610 to 630. Um, because like while Black Armory is adding all this new gear, it's coming at a slow pace. And I think people are just used to like when Curse of Osiris dropped, like, oh hey, here's new armor, here's new guns. Like we got a little bit of that. Not so much in the armor department, because the only new armor in the game is from you get one piece from Ada every week, and then you can get it from the new raid. Not everybody's gonna do the raid, and like to get the gear from Ada, you have to complete 2 of these weapon frames. Um, and so like on top of the forges being added, we have a new vendor named Ada One. She runs the Black Armory. What little story we get with her, I have some complaints about because one, they are saying that this Black Armory thing has been in the tower, this newly constructed tower that I don't know how she got in, but okay. Two, she's like, I hate Guardians, get out of here. Oh, what's that? The spider gave you a little greeting card for me? We're good. We're Gucci. Like we can hang out. Um, Granted, she is still kind of mean to us. It's just like I feel like there could have been a little bit more there. Like maybe we still have to earn her trust. Uh,
And she seems like a really cool character, so it's disappointing that there's not a whole lot of story with her. So
yeah. Um, and so like I see the outrage on one side because like you paid money for this, you want to be able to do the content right away, and you couldn't do that unless you grind.
mhm.
Um, and I think they'll take this, and they did do a small fix where they dropped the first Forge's light level by 5. So it was like 605, 615, and 625 was the levels of the Forge. Because the Forge is this new activity where you go in, it's like a horde-based mode where you kill enemies. You kill these blue enemies, you get time added onto a clock, and when you kill the blue enemies, they drop these batteries, and you gotta throw the batteries at the Forge to charge it. And after 3 waves, an enemy comes down, and it's a pretty tough boss. And when you kill it, you get Black Armor exclusive weapons. You can charge up these weapon frames that Ada gives you to make really powerful guns. Um, and I think the forges are a lot of fun. Sam, you haven't been able to do one because of you're too low of light, correct?
Yeah, like I was only about 515, I think, when this dropped. 'Cause like I haven't been playing Destiny very much. I just haven't felt the draw for it. Because once you hit 500 and then to try to get up to 600, it was pretty slow going. Now that the new cap has been raised, they've changed stuff to make you get to 600 faster, and then I think it slows down again once you get to there. But I just like I haven't felt the desire to grind in Destiny. I'm like, since they made the changes to Crucible, I haven't enjoyed it as much, and I just haven't. There's a weird noise. Okay, I don't know. So I haven't had a huge desire to play it. So when the annual pass came out, like I'd been real skeptical about this. I was like, I don't know if I want to get this. I don't understand what it's going to be. But then once it was out, I was like, well, I support Bungie and I support Destiny too, and I want them to keep making stuff. So I guess I'm just going to buy one just to be supportive, and I'm probably not going to like it. It turns out I didn't like it. I don't, I didn't really know what to expect from the forges. I thought it would be, something more like a strike. I didn't know it was going to be a horde situation like Escalation Protocol. So I'm not super excited for that.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I feel like I feel like they Destiny has decided that what they want to do is continue making the in-game content for the die-hard fans, the people who do like to grind, who do like to work hard and play every day, and who like to do the really hard content. And so for the more casual players, I feel like they're not as concerned about that anymore. And so we're kind of falling to the wayside, and like a lot of this stuff isn't really made for us. So I guess not really made for me, because I'm not the hardcore type. So I'm just like, I played the first.
Respectfully, Sam,
Okay.
I think there is a difference because you can be a casual player and you still could have been close to 600. I think you just didn't want to play Destiny, and so you have not gotten very far. Because like all it is like you just do the powerful rewards and you get pretty good drops. Like yeah, at the start of Forsaken, it was rough, but like as it went on, you got more stuff. Like with the Dreaming City rotating each week and stuff like that, you had more stuff to do.
Yeah, I just get
Um,
frustrated because, like, let's say I'm level 520, and I'm my powerful gear is gonna give me higher stuff, but like I'm
mhm.
still getting drops that are like 505, and I'm like, why am I getting something so low? Like, why am I not getting stuff closer to where I am? Because like it's just pretty much useless, and so like I would just get frustrated getting such low stuff, and just like it didn't feel rewarding to me. Um, and I don't know. I don't know. Just something I was telling Jess I've a little bit fallen out of love with Destiny, and that's happened before, and I came back, so I'm sure I will come back again in the future. But right now I'm just kind of like, meh, I don't know. It's fine. And then like the other night we had fun. We had you, me, Andy, and Starry. We were playing some Gambit, and we were teamed up, and I had a good time with that.
Yeah.
Um, but like I just don't. I don't know. Like I right now, I love playing Battlefield 5. I can just go in there and play that for hours and hours. And like I want to play it, and I don't feel that draw with Destiny right now. So, it's just like, meh, I don't know. To each their own.
Yeah.
I was excited for the Dawning, which just started, because you get to bake cookies, and then also you can get the really cool sparrow that looks like Santa's sleigh. Um, but I guess I don't know what I expected on that either. There's no real story to that. You just go and kill enemies, and they drop ingredients, and then you use the ingredients
I mean, hold
to
up.
make
There's a
cookies.
story. Eva Levante wants to bring holiday cheer by destroying her enemies. That's the story.
Yeah.
And bake delicious treats and bring them to all our friends, except for Brother Vance and Osiris, because fuck them. Am I right? All
No, no, we talked
right.
about this, okay? Osiris is lost in the infinite forest. You're not finding him to give him cookies, okay? His cookies would spoil before you found him. And then Brother
I
Vance is
guess.
kind of a jerk, so that's his own
Yeah.
problem. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Back just backtrack a little bit. So yeah, I do think it makes sense for them to be making this end game content because like Forsaken's been out for 3 months. And if you stuck with the game, you should be relatively close. I do think they made some missteps to start. I hope they are looking at that and they're like, all right, well, when season of the Drifter comes out, we need to be smarter about that. Like, let's make the day one content available for everybody at around the light cap. Um, I I like the dawning. Like, I think it's a lot of cool, it's stuff to do and stuff. It's really cool. It's here till January 1st. It brought with us the multiplayer emotes, which are new to the game. So you can high five, you can do a chest bump, high five, chest bump. What was the other one?
Fist bump, also.
Fist bump.
And
Um,
fun fact that you should know, you don't have to own those emotes in order to participate. If somebody has the emote and initiates it, you can just walk up to them and reciprocate. You do not have to have the emote. So save your bright dust. Don't be like me and go buy
yeah.
the emote because you think you have to have it. So,
Um, so yeah, it's a lot of cool stuff, and like it's I don't know, it's kind of funny to be baking cookies in this game. Um,
yeah. And they're funny
I think
ingredient
it.
names and stuff. So, I mean,
Oh yeah,
it's playful and fun.
yeah. I do think I don't know, like I would have just liked also to get Black Armory stuff as well as the Dawning this week. Like we have to wait till next Tuesday to get another Forge, and I think after that there's nothing until like the beginning of January for Black Armory because the following week during Christmas is going to be uh, Iron Banner, which is cool. I love Iron Banner, but like I don't know, kind of just like more stuff to do. More weapons to get out there. And I still haven't done the new raid. Like I want to wait till I'm like closer to 650, just because I don't want to go in there and get destroyed. Um, but I have watched a lot of stuff from it, so I am interested in it. Uh, Overall, for the most part, I am having fun with Destiny. Like I guess I am a hardcore player, so like I was already at 600 on like almost all my characters. Mainly, I've been playing my Titan, and so I've been having a lot of fun. I think the forges are fun. They're just kind of they're not as high stress, in my opinion, as like Escalation Protocol was. They're just kind of like go in, kill some stuff. All right, let's focus the boss and burn it down.
I feel like it was super high stress because I mean we went in there and we were underprepared, but like that you have very little time and that counter is counting down and you have to go gather the things and stick it in there and like you only get a couple seconds added on. I feel like that countdown is super stressful.
Yeah, at the start it was, but I don't know, at this point where I am right now in my light level,
Okay.
I don't know, I'm not that worried about it. Because I feel like at the start we wanted to get it done because like we want to know, okay, what happens afterwards. And at this point I know what
Yeah.
happens afterwards. Like I get a weapon, cool. It's I do hope that because two forges are unlocked and it's pretty much the same thing except for one is Cabal and one is Fallen. I do hope there is eventually like maybe a heroic mode that changes up the mechanics, or hopefully the other labs or not labs forges are different mechanics, and then there is a thing called Niobe Labs coming soon. I hope that's just something differently entirely. Like I hope that's something cool to do. Um, but for the most part, I'm enjoying Black Armory. Um, I did go get the Gambit Pinnacle weapon, Breakneck. It's an auto rifle that comes with Rampage and a new perk called Onslaught, where the more stacks of Rampage you have, the faster it fires. And let me tell you, when you get into a group and there's a bunch of red bars in front of you, that thing melts because you get 1 second Rampage and there's no looking back. You are just unloading that gun into enemies, um, and it's a lot of fun. And I'm working towards the Strike one, which is a fusion rifle. That thing, the people who got that in the first week, I hope you kiss your wife every day because like good lord, uh, that's something. Good God, I don't know how people did that in the first week. It's like 500 fusion rifle kills in a strike, 1,000 arc kills in a strike, and then 40 strikes. I'm like, I like strikes. It's gonna take me a little bit to get there. Good lord. Um, I don't know. I think overall, like, if you're on the fence about buying the annual pass for this content, I would say wait till you're 600. Because actually, the light level increase was free to everybody who owes Forsaken. So buy it when you're like 620, maybe. Just play the game.
Yeah, because you
And then
you can't do
experience
anything
stuff.
with it if you're not up there,
Yeah.
so it's just a waste.
But yeah, uh, we'll talk later on in the show about some stuff that I think is working against Destiny for me currently right now. But yeah, Black Armory, 1 thumbs up right now.
Okay, great. Let's move on to some news. So, we've got a couple stories about Epic Games. First up, Epic Games is making their cross platform toolkit available for free to developers everywhere. So, this is really cool because, Fortnite has been at the forefront of trying to get crossplay between all platforms, specifically PlayStation, because PlayStation does not like to play with other people. And they built the game so it was ready to go. They accidentally in quotes turned it on once.
Yeah.
So they've got it ready to go. This is something that can happen, but there's, that's a complicated thing. There's a lot of stuff out there. So the fact that they are making their technology available for free to everybody is kind of astounding, really.
Yeah.
But it's just like good for them because they truly want everybody to be able to play together. And I think it's just like a really cool thing that they're doing. Another thing that they are doing is they talked about this at the Game Awards. They're launching the Epic Game Store. So this is a pretty much a direct competitor to Steam. It's a place where you can go and download your PC games. And the cool thing about this, let me check my notes. So right now, Steam charges approximately 30%, a 30% fee to developers if you want to release your game on Steam. Now, the Epic Game Store has said that they're going to charge 12% to developers if they release their game on the Epic Game Store. So pretty much this is just the absolute best deal for a game developer right now, is to release their game on
Sam, I have some
what?
breaking news.
Oh,
Apparently, the Discord store, a other competitor to Steam, has just come out and said that they're going to do a 90-10 split with developers. So
what? Oh my god, you
it's
guys, you heard it here first. This is unbelievable. So now developers only have to pay 10% if they want to release their game on the Discord store. This is just amazing. There are so many options for game developers these days that this is just fantastic. So for the longest time, Steam has pretty much held a monopoly on the PC game launcher and downloads. So it's really cool that developers suddenly have all these other options coming up. And hey, if these companies can afford to give developers that much, that's fantastic. So I think it's a good time
yeah,
to be a game developer. Cody, we need to get on some game developing. So
yeah, we're gonna start designing some games.
yeah.
I do wonder if this pushes at GOG. I forget what that stands for. That game store. I wonder if that pushes them to have a different.
Yeah, well, poor GOG. We didn't even talk about them because like they are a competitor to Steam. They're out there. I feel like I want to say good old games, but I don't think that's correct at all. I think it might be
I mean,
green
that
something.
should be
That's
if
what it
that isn't.
should be.
Oh,
But they actually a lot of these stores, GOG, Discord, and Steam, all do a thing now where they're giving away free games. It just
yeah.
sometimes it varies on the frequency. The Epic Game Store is going to be giving them away every couple weeks, I think. So right now, Subnautica is free on the Epic Game Store, and then I forget what the one they've already announced what the next one will be, but I don't recall what that one was. But yeah, and GOG gives away games pretty frequently. So if you are a PC gamer, you really should just have an account on all of them and make sure
Yeah.
you get your free games because I mean,
Uh,
you're constantly going to be getting stuff to play. It's a fantastic deal. So yeah, Cody, is there anything else you want to talk about for that?
yeah, I think it's really cool that Epic is doing this. Because when you think about like they already own the Unreal Engine. So like I wonder if they'll also offer a discount for if you. I think there is a discount if you're using the Unreal Engine.
On their
They said
store.
something about.
Well, yeah, because like on Steam, okay, so I said about 30%. So it's 30% on Steam, but then there's an additional 10% fee that goes to Unreal Engine if you release your game on Steam. However, Epic Games
Uh,
has said they're not giving you an additional fee. It's just a flat 12% whether you're using the Unreal Engine or not. So
oh,
that's a
okay. All
really good
right.
deal if you were paying that 40% on Steam before. So
Yeah. I
and
wonder
this
what
is
this. I wonder what how Steam is gonna react to this. How they're gonna
yeah.
try to counteract that.
Well, and like so they've people, like I would say the casual gamer who just plays games but doesn't follow games news or games industry news, they might not know about these new options that are out there and they're just like, "Hey, I've always gotten my game on Steam. It's the same price. What? Why? All my friends are on Steam. Why am I going to change? It really doesn't affect the consumer. But if you are in the know and you're like, well, hey, I understand that if I buy this on the Epic Games Store or the Discord store, that developer is going to get more of the money. So if you want to give more support to the developers, then you might choose to buy them through these other platforms. So I don't know. We'll see.
It'd be interesting to see how Steam responds. I think the Discord news is pretty cool, and I'm not sure because I know the Discord store is relatively new as well, and I'm not sure how they were doing before this. I wonder if they were doing well enough that they felt comfortable doing this, or if this is just a kind of like marketing ploy. Um, so I guess we'll have to wait and see how that does for them.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's a good time to be a game developer right now if you're putting stuff out on the PC. So that's really good.
Yeah.
So we want more games out there. So good on you, Epic and Discord.
Yeah. All right. It's time to move into our feature for this episode. We're going to be talking about our most highly anticipated games of 2019. Cody, do you want to go through ours first and then talk about the ones that we got written in?
Yeah, we'll do that.
Okay. So we just both randomly made lists of the games that we're most excited for, and then we're like, wait, how many do you have? Cody, he had 6. I had 6. Like, what? We just perfect. We both just
So
happened
insane.
to have 6. We didn't even plan that. So, uh, Cody, why don't you go first and tell me what your number 6 most highly anticipated game is? There, are yours in order?
Yes.
Okay. All right, let's do number 6.
Well, wouldn't you know it? It was something that we talked about earlier.
Oh.
It's Devil May Cry 5.
Oh, that's why you said we were going to talk about it again.
Yes. So yeah, I'm super excited for this. First off, soundtrack seems like it's gonna be amazing. Some heavy metal mixed with this like beautiful singing. Devil Trigger, fuck yeah. Combat looks amazing, and I'm interested to see the story. Because after watching a couple of YouTube videos last night, as I said earlier, it just seems like a really cool story, and I'm kind of sad I miss out on these games for now. So I'm looking forward to rectify that in 2019. So yeah, Devil May Cry 5 is my first one,
Nice. What's your number 6? It's not your.
or my number 6. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. My number 6 is New Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe. So this is kind of a port from the New Super Mario Brothers that was on the Wii U, and it's got some extra stuff added into it. I never had the Wii U, so I didn't play this version, but I played just the New Super Mario Brothers on the original Wii, and it was one of my favorite games of all time. Just because we had so much fun with the multiplayer, getting everybody together on the screen like that. So like it kind of is gonna feel like a nostalgia thing for me. Like I just want to have that game on my Switch and just always available in case I need it. But like I feel like this could be like I'll get it and I'll be like, yeah, it was fun back then, but I'm kind of not as into it now. So I'll have to wait and see. But like as of now, I'm super excited for it because I like I said before, I'm not too into side-scrolling platformers, but for some reason, like the Super Mario Brothers games, the original ones that are like that, I just love them. Probably because they were like some of the first games that I ever played. But
Yeah.
yeah, so I'm stoked for that one. It's coming out in January, so yeah. Cody, number 5.
My number 5 is the Division 2. I've kind of come to realize that I really enjoy these games that are the what was the term for them? Games of service?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, these like games that are just like you release the game and then there's constant updates for it to keep players coming back and back. And I think when Ubisoft announced at E3 that like the first year of this DLC is gonna be free, I was definitely into it. I feel like between Destiny and another game we'll talk about, I have my like space shooter figured out, but I would like a more boots on the ground type of MMO FPS to play, and I think the Division's gonna be that. Uh, I'm a little concerned for it because there's not a lot of info out on it right now, and I feel like it's only 4 months away. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping pretty soon we'll be having some info on it. And I'm gonna hopefully try to get into one of their alpha or beta tests. So yeah.
Yeah. Fun fact, that one's not on my list. I know we talked about that before, but I'm not super excited for that one right now. Like I kind of had fun with the first division, but only like if I was playing with other people. So I feel
Yeah.
like Division 2 will be the same, and like I don't know. If you like it, I'm sure we would be playing it a lot, but I'm just like, I don't know if we would have like a full posse to play with, you know? It's like it'd be fun to have a bunch of people to play that one with, but I don't
Yeah.
know if we will. So, I don't know.
I mean,
It's
let's
kind of
wait and
iffy
see,
for
I
me.
guess.
Yeah. One that's not iffy for me, my number 5 is Trials Rising. Now, you guys know I love me some Trials games, so I'm pretty excited for this one. Um, I don't I don't expect it to be too different from the other Trials games I've played, but it'll just be new levels and new medals to collect, and it'll just be a fun thing for me to do sometimes. So I'm looking forward to that. Cody, what's your
Yeah.
number 4?
My number 4 is The Last of Us Part 2. Uh, I'm hoping it comes out in 2019.
Yep.
I love The Last of Us, so I'm interested to see where the story goes in this one. Everything they've shown for this game makes me seem like it's going to be like really brutal, and
Hmm.
I'm here for it.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see where Ellie goes and Joel goes as characters. Uh, I don't know, like I remember looking at this game and being like, do we really need a part 2 for The Last of Us? And now I'm just kind of like, yeah, like after Red Dead Redemption 2, I'm here for it. Like, make all the sequels you want. I don't care. Um,
Well,
so
technically,
yeah,
Red Dead was a prequel, so it's a little
technically, yeah,
different.
yeah. Make
So
all the twos you want.
yeah, but I'm
I'm
down
here
for
for it.
Ellie getting her whole full story of a game, not just like a little bit of the game. So
Yeah.
yeah, all right. Um, I think that'll be cool. I'm also excited for that one, but again, that one did not make my list. So my number 4 is another one of those that maybe it's going to come out next year. I don't know, but I'm super excited for it and I hope it does. Ghosts of Tsushima. So we saw this one at E3, and just like it was a gorgeous looking game. It has the kind of swordplay that I think I really like, similar to how it was in Hellblade. And it seems to have a pretty emotional story that's going to go with it. So I am just really excited for this one. I think I'm going to love it, and I can't wait for that one. If I'm being realistic, I don't, I don't know that I really think it's going to come out next year, but I hope it does. So I don't know.
I think it will.
Okay.
I need to see more of this game
Yeah.
before I give a verdict because I wasn't very sold on the 3 footage.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's fine. What's your number 3?
my number 3 is the core Pokemon game releasing in late 2019. After playing Let's Go on the Switch, I definitely want to see what the next Pokemon game is like. Hopefully, it'll be a little bit funner to play on the TV than Let's Go was. I eventually just played it all in handheld.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I'm excited. I feel like we'll probably start getting directs soon in like early January about that game.
It
And
doesn't have a release date. It doesn't even have a name, right?
doesn't have a name. They said uh, fall 2019. So
Okay.
there's usually always been a Pokemon fall 20 or 20 in the fall. You know what I
Okay.
meant. But yeah, I'm excited for it. Interested to see what they do with it. There's any new mechanics and stuff, and just excited for more Pokemon.
Cool. I mean, it probably comes as no surprise that that one is not on my list either. So,
Not surprised at all, to be honest with you.
um, also, this might come as no surprise, but this is probably the least likely game to come out next year. But it's one that I'm so excited for. Titanfall 3. I feel like this is just wishful thinking. Like there's just
Yeah,
been
it's pretty.
like
Yeah,
a
wishful thinking
rumor
there. That's
that there
that's.
is going to be a Titanfall 3 at some point, so I assume it's going to be next year. Um, I don't know. I love this game so much. Well, I love Titanfall 2 so much.
I was saying
And
you've already played it, haven't you?
well,
You've
I just
snuck
know
in.
already that I love Titanfall 3 so much. It's just I feel like Titanfall 2 um the people playing it have, it's dropping off. It's been out for a couple of
Hmm.
years now, so it's not getting as many people. It's longer time to get into a match. And I'm just like, okay, man, these people are ready for a 3, so we can all get back into it and start having some fun again. And like even though it's I mean, hopefully it's going to have a campaign because the Titanfall 2 campaign was amazing. I loved it. It was pretty short, and that's fine. Hopefully they will have another one that's kind of like that. And then of course the multiplayer, and this is one of those games. I'm pretty flexible with multiplayer. Like I'm really happy playing multiplayer games by myself if I don't have anyone to play with usually. Although I just said I wanted people with Division 2, but that's just cuz I wasn't super into that game on its own. If I'm really into a game, I'm perfectly happy doing multiplayer by myself. And like Titanfall 2, like I've just constantly play that one by myself. So I know that I'll just have hours and hours of fun as soon as Titanfall 3 is released. So that's just, I can't wait for it. So, all right, Cody, number 2.
My number 2 is Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3: The Black Order. If you listened to last week's show, you know I am hyped as fuck about this game. I am so excited. Like, I'm so glad I own a Switch, and I'm probably going to play this game until my eyes bleed. I love the Marvel Ultimate Alliance series. I'm probably going to play through 1 and 2 again before this comes out next year. And just in my wildest dreams, I never think this game is coming. I'm glad it is. And it's going to be a blast.
Yeah. I'll definitely be getting this game when it comes out. And
Hell yeah.
I mean, I'm excited for it. I think we'll have fun playing together, but again, it did not make my list. Now, this was a tough one for me because my number 2 and my number 1 are really neck and neck. And like kind of just depending on the day, one gets the top slot over the other one. But for right now, I'm going to say that in my number 2, it's Resident Evil 2. I love me some Resident Evil, and I've tried to stay away from as much as I can about this. I've seen maybe 2 different trailers for it, but like any of the gameplay, any of people like talking about it who've been in demos and stuff, like I've just been staying away from it. And like I never played the original Resident Evil 2, so like just going into this, like everything's going to be new and surprising for me, and I can't wait for that. I feel like this might be another one of those where like I'll have to take the day off work the day that it comes out so that I can stay up at 11 p.m. and just play it all night as soon as it comes out, because it's just, I don't know. Hopefully it's going to be great. Hopefully it's going to be better than my last experience with Resident Evil 2, which was on the Nintendo 64, and I was not able to play it because I was so bad at it. But I have faith that this one's going to do it for me. So, all right, Cody.
Shockingly, that's not on my list.
I can't imagine why
but
not.
I'm also excited for it because I am enjoying my time with Resident Evil 7, and I enjoyed Resident Evil 5. So
yeah.
I'm excited for 2.
Yeah, I don't want to like let that fall under the radar here. Cody just said he's enjoying his time with Resident Evil 7. Guys, he's gone back and he's played more Resident Evil 7, and yeah.
I think I'm like 2 boss fights in at this point.
Yeah.
Doing pretty well, guys. Only like 20 more hours to go.
That's awesome. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that our number 1s are the same game.
I mean, is your number 1 also Anthem?
It is. For a second there, I thought you were going to say something really funny, but no.
Is your number 1 also Legend of Zelda? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I mean, how else? It's that game. Just everything they show for it is amazing. Like I am so excited for it. Earlier I mentioned how like I'm enjoying these like games that are going to be just there for me all year round, so I can come in, do content, leave for a little bit, come back, and there's more content to do. Um, I think Anthem is going to be really good. Everything they've shown has just been breathtaking. Uh, I mean, I can't tell you the last time I saw a trailer for some DLC skin stuff, and I was like, "Fuck, you sold me!" Because you included story for it, and it looks amazing. Uh, Go check out that IGN Legion of Dawn trailer if you haven't for Anthem. It's amazing. Um, I think like this game is a lot of people were concerned about it at first, but I feel like everything they've shown and like what the producers and designers have shown for it has really just like kind of taken some of that like, oh no, we need to be afraid for this away from people, because they do like weekly live streams showing off different aspects of the game. Like this past week, they did a live stream talking about the progression system and how it works, and it seems like it's gonna be a lot of fun. Um, and I think one thing that Anthem has going for it that puts it like kind of over Destiny possibly for me is there's no PvP, so they are allowed to design a game without having to worry about balancing it for PvP, and that could lead to some very cool and crazy shit. Like I'm excited for it. Like I'm excited. The demo that's taking place late January, early February is apparently going to be you're going to be able to play as any of the javelins. So I do want to hop in there and try that out.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and yeah, this game seems like it's going to be amazing, and I'm really hoping it delivers. And it's definitely my number one game for next year. Like I can't wait for February 22nd. Like, give it to me now, please. Bioware.
Yeah. So sometimes you do that thing where you have super high expectations for something, and then you get it and you're like, it's, it was my fault for expecting too much. But this game, I feel like all of the expectations I have, I feel like they're going to be met, and I feel like it's going to be as fantastic as we anticipate it will be. I mean, I would go ahead and pre-predict that this is my game of the year for 2019. Um, I don't know. Maybe it's a bold statement, but I don't know. It's just they're
I
so
mean, I think I'm there with you. I
yeah
think
yeah
uh, we should say we are allowed to say at least this. We played the Anthem Alpha. That's all we can say. Other than I'm sold. That's all we can say. Uh, so yeah, but
yeah
yeah, I would say it's not a far limb to say this will be my game of the year.
yeah
Um,
yep.
it's looking really good.
And it's another one of those where like I stay away from all of the streams and stuff. Like I'll watch any of the trailers that come up, like the big ones, like the one that was at the Game Awards and stuff. But like it's again like I don't want to know too much about it. Now that well the Game Awards trailer like showed something interesting for the story, and like that's enough for me. Like I don't want to know any more of the story. Like I want it to be a surprise as I go through and play it. And just the idea of what this game is, the Anthem is this force that changes things in the world, and so this game is going to be changing, as time goes by, as you're playing it, new things develop, and it just gives them pretty massive creative freedom to do things because of just the lore that they built into the game. So yeah, I don't know, guys. It's gonna be great. I was all right. I'll say this too. So last year, like before God of War came out, like I felt the exact same way. I was like, I know exactly what to expect from this game, and I know it's gonna be like, oh wait, is that a spoiler for a later episode? Never mind, it's fine. But you can just tell when it's like a really great game and it's got all its ducks in a row and it's gonna deliver on what it promises, and I feel like this one will. So yeah, those
Yeah.
are those are our top 6 most anticipated games of 2019. So we put out the call on Twitter and our Discord to see what other people's most anticipated games are, and let's start these off. So our good friend Byron in Discord, he said his top 2 most anticipated games are Resident Evil 2 and Anthem. Now, That's like 2 gold stars for Byron. I knew I liked that boy
Yeah.
for some reason. He's got such good taste. I can't even tell you.
Yeah,
Cody, what
good
else?
good picks. Our friend Megs had a top 3. She actually had like a top 7, and I was like, all right, let's a lot of airtime. So her top 3 would be Kingdom Hearts 3, the new core Pokemon title, and a possible 2019 game, Town, designed by Game Freak. I'm also pretty excited for that game, but I just didn't know like if it was confirmed for 2019, so I
Yeah,
didn't put it.
but
But yeah, it
that
seems pretty cool.
Cody, that was obviously didn't play into any of our lists because we had tons of stuff that is not confirmed for
I
2019.
mean, not tons of stuff.
It's
All right.
not. It's fine. And just you said it was from Game Freak. Just for the record, that is the people who make Pokemon. No, they make Pokemon.
Yeah, they made Pokemon.
Yes. Yeah. So that's why that's cool. Let me also state for the record, even though Megs did list like a ton of games, and you told her to cut it down, but one of the ones that got cut was also Anthem. Okay, so she's
Oh yeah.
excited about Anthem too. All right. Jess from Bitch Team Alpha, she said Psychonauts 2 and Phoenix Wright, who I think Phoenix Wright is Ace Attorney. It's like a game where you were like a lawyer
Yes.
doing stuff. And also just let me state here, like, I'm not sure if Jess knows about Anthem. Like I may have failed her as a friend because I haven't like told her about this game and that she
May
should be
have.
excited, but I feel like she'll be excited for that one too when she knows about it. So I'll rectify that pretty soon. So
And we have Rafe from XP Billionaires.
mhm.
He's excited for Tahira.
Yes.
Okay, just make sure. Don't want to
Yep.
be incorrect. Uh,
I think so.
RPG Maker MV and Digimon Survive. Uh, I've neither heard of neither of those games, but I do love me some Digimon, so go you.
Well, okay. I don't know about Digimon, I don't care. But I looked up what this RPG Maker is, and apparently it is a game in quotes that you can use to make RPG games for like PC mobile and stuff. So like it gives
Ah,
you just different elements and you can be a game designer. So that seems really cool and it's definitely something that I would like to look into because I probably I do this thing where like I start projects, I'm like, oh, this will be cool, and then I do it for like 2 days, and then I'm like, yeah, I'm done. But I mean, I think it'd be fun. So I can make a little RPG with Aloy in it. It'd be great. So actually, it probably wouldn't because like the most likely thing would be a cat like chasing birds or something, and that hits too close to home. So I wouldn't want to do that. Okay, and then our last one is Bronwyn from the Ladies of Valhalla, and she is excited for that Diablo mobile game. She said it in all caps. She was so excited. So it's a lot of good
she
games.
joins one of 20 people. I'm kidding. That game seems kind of cool.
Stop. It's
I
gonna
was
be
kidding. I was kidding. Just kidding. We love you, Ron.
well, and
You all,
also we love
everyone.
Diablo and everything they're doing, and
Yeah.
it's fine. There's gonna be tons of people who want to play Diablo Immortal, so good for them. So yeah, thank
Thank you
you.
guys for writing in.
Yes, we both would like to thank you at the same time, apparently. Um, all right. I think that's gonna do it. We've talked about everything that we need to, I believe. So once again, if you would like to write in with your opinions for things that you're excited for, also if you do this timely enough, you can write in for what your favorite games of 2018 were, so that when we have our Game of the Year episode at the end of the year, we could include that. You can write to us at contact@geekheartgames.com. We're on Twitter and Facebook at geekheartgames. You can watch our videos at geekheartgames.com/YouTube. We've got our live streams at twitch.tv/geekheartgames, where we just had our Onrush community night. You can still see the archive there. You can join our Discord at geekheartgames.com/discord. You can buy a shirt at geekheartgames.com/shirts. And if you would be so kind as to give us a review on iTunes or whatever podcast service you listen to, we would greatly appreciate that. I'm on Twitter at SKSUVAK. Cody?
I am at Comic Book Cody.
All right. Thanks again, everybody. Cody, take it away.
We're just two geeks who are excited for Anthem. Do 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 do. do do. Yeah.
I like it. I would like it more if we like knew what the theme song for Anthem would be and we could like do the little ditty there at the end, but
Yeah, I was
I
kind of
don't know
like,
what it is.
what is the anthem?
Uh,
Like,
the, oh, the anthem of Anthem. That would be fantastic.
yeah.
But that's fine.
See, when I think of it, it's just a loud like, brr, brr,
Brrr. Yeah.
brr. Like that's what I think it is. Like, but I don't know.
Yeah. Well, it's probably actually a sound that you can't hear with your ears, like you feel it in your soul. And I think that's actually true, like the way it
That was
affects
fucking
things.
beautiful. Like,
Yeah.
I'm tearing up a little bit.
Yeah, except like technically Anthem is not a good thing cuz like it makes all these chaotic things that happen in the world. So,
Yeah, it's a
not
good
really
point.
something you want to hear, but I don't know.